Good morning, everyone. In today's video, we are going to briefly talk about today's rainfall, and more importantly, we're going to dive into the details regarding the winter storm that will impact much of the area going into the start of the work week, starting Monday morning and lasting through Tuesday morning for parts of the Northeast. Before we do get into those details, we do ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please leave a like on this video if you find it informative. And if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments section below. We'll happily answer them as quickly as we can. Starting off here though, we are going to take a look at the European model, and this is today's rainfall. We're going to look here at 7 a.m. this morning. This is about when the video will be published, and you can see that snowfall is beginning to break out into eastern Ohio here, which is certainly possible, while the rest of us just see a rain maker from this system. Now taking it out here to later this afternoon, this is 4 p.m. It is possible that parts of northwest PA as well as the Laurel Highlands do see a couple inches of snow out of this system, but the bulk of the heavy snow will remain in western New York, where these areas could see several inches of snow, upwards of 4, 5, maybe even 6 inches of snowfall. But we're going to take the European model all the way out to Sunday night. This is Sunday night at 10 p.m. And you can see this is our system here that we are tracking that will impact much of the area. Snowfall is already breaking out across Illinois here, Indiana, parts of Ohio, while southern areas see a wintry mix as well as just plain rain. Now our low pressure system will begin to gather strength here over Arkansas early Monday morning. This is 4 a.m. Monday morning. Snowfall is beginning to break out in the PA as well as pretty much all of Ohio. But our low pressure system is still all the way back towards Arkansas. Eventually this will take a track towards West Virginia going throughout the day on Monday. And we're going to take it out here to Monday 10 a.m. And you can see our low pressure is now across western Kentucky and the border of Tennessee here. And snow is still continuing to fall across a good amount of Pennsylvania here, even some moderate snow breaking out across southern PA. But our changeover line is advancing northeastward. As this low pressure moves closer and closer to West Virginia, the warmer air will begin to overtake the region and change a lot of the snow over to a freezing rain. Surface temps will take a while to go above 32 degrees in many locations, so this will allow for a period of freezing rain on Monday, much of Monday for a lot of Pennsylvania, which is our biggest concern for these areas, is the ice rather than the snow for this storm. And you'll see this here going forward here to Monday afternoon. This is Monday 1 p.m. Now we're looking at Monday 4 p.m. Many southwest PA has already changed over to rain as well as southern Ohio, but southern PA is under the gun here for some significant icing, and some moderate to light snow is breaking out across much of central and northern PA. And even into central and northern Jersey, snowfall is beginning to break out. But again, as the system begins to track towards West Virginia, you can see it's over eastern Kentucky at this frame. This is 10 p.m. Monday night. Again, look at this moderate precipitation in the form of freezing rain across Pennsylvania. Again, this is our bullseye area for freezing rain at the moment. Now we don't have an official ice map out just yet. We'll have one out this evening, I should say. But these areas anywhere south of I-80 and north of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, these areas could see a pretty significant amount of ice going into the day Monday. But this is only off the European model. Some models suggest a little bit of a warmer scenario or a weaker scenario in some cases. But right now this is the European model. And we're going to take it out here to Tuesday morning, and you still see some freezing rain falling across much of PA. But the freezing rain has expanded into southern New England here, and these areas could as well see significant icing. Even New York City, though it looks like the city itself here on this frame has changed over to plain rain. Northern areas, upstate New York, parts of northern Massachusetts, and points north, these areas will just see mostly snow out of this system. And we'll take it a little further out here. The system begins to pull away to early Tuesday afternoon, and the rest will just head off out to sea. Now we're going to look at here the snowfall map on the European model. Again, this is just based off the European model, it's not a forecast. It has a pretty healthy strip of 4 to 8 inches across much of Missouri here, as well as Illinois, Indiana, and even parts of Ohio. And then it begins to redevelop a strip of 2 to 5 inches across much of Pennsylvania and into southern New England. Now this is again just the European model, it's not an official forecast. But if the European model was right, we could see several inches of snow across much of Pennsylvania before we change over to ice. And here's our ice map from the European model. And again, I'm going to take a more zoomed in look here. You can see that there's some ice accumulations across the central part of the United States, but nothing too significant until you get into the PA here. So we're going to take a little closer look here. And you can see there is a fairly large area of ice amounts of over a 1/4 inch of ice, which is very significant, significant impacts. And some of these amounts are well over a 1/2 inch. Now, like my video from the other night, I will say the European model is pretty famous for overdoing the accumulations for ice. However, this is a good indicator that many areas will likely see around a 1/4 inch of ice, if not more, if the European model does verify, and as well as northern Jersey and southern New England. And again, even parts of even New York City is very close to that significant icing, as well as Philadelphia. So it's a pretty significant concern for us for the amount of ice that the European model is painting out for Monday. Now we're going to look at the GFS. This is the American model. This shows a little different scenario here, and we're going to take it out. This is just today's rain and snow for western PA. Has a same general scenario for today, but going forward here to Monday morning, this is 4 a.m. Monday morning. Overall, the system is a bit weaker than the European model, but it still shows, regardless, a brief snow to freezing rain scenario for much of PA here. But it is very weak compared to the European model. So instead of a significant icing event, you'll see here this is now 7 p.m. Monday night. Central part of the Pennsylvania here is seeing a fair amount of ice, but nothing compared to what the European model was showing. And if we advance a couple more frames here, the ice is already to our north, and much of the area is just seeing rain, and far northern areas are seeing some snow out of the system. This is a less aggressive scenario in terms of frozen precipitation for these parts of the area. Now we're going to look at here the GFS snowfall map, and you can see it still paints a decent picture for the central part of the United States here, anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of snowfall. Now as you get into Pennsylvania, there's significant differences. We'll go back to the European model here. You can see much less snow on the GFS here just because the precipitation is so light. Now for our northern areas, upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, as well as Maine, these areas, they're seeing some decent snowfall according to the American model. But the biggest difference that we want to focus on is the amount of ice. And you can see instead of over 1/2 inch of ice, the American model is just showing anywhere from a coating to, or I should say a glaze of ice, to a 1/4 inch of ice in isolated locations. Nothing too widespread. Now, it'll still cause some problems Monday, but it's far from being significant like the European model is showing. So we're not going to get into specific snowfall and ice amounts just yet. We're going to hold off until this evening, but we will show you our precipitation map, our precipitation type map here, and this is what we're looking at currently. This is going to be your dominant precipitation type here for this storm. So anywhere northern Ohio, northwest PA, upstate New York, and northern Massachusetts, these areas will all see mainly snow from the system. Now, some of these southern fringe areas could still mix with some sleet and freezing rain, but the dominant precipitation type will be snow in this blue area. Now, in this pink area, this is where we're most concerned right now, especially again if the European model is correct. These areas will start off as a period of snow, then change to freezing rain. We are unaware of how long the freezing rain will hold. The European model, like we showed you, is much more significant in terms of not only the amount, but how long the ice hangs on before it changes over to plain rain compared to the American model. Now, we are confident in saying that these areas in the green will remain all rain. These are Philadelphia, you're still in the pink. You're still likely to see snow to ice to rain. But areas just to your southeast will see all rain from the system. So please stay tuned to our forecast coming this evening. We'll have a post on our website with the latest snowfall and ice amounts going into the start of the work week. And we'll have a new update on our YouTube channel posted tomorrow morning with snow and ice amounts across for the whole Northeast here. So please stay tuned. Again, please subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to leave any comments you have down in the comment section below. And also don't forget to download our app for the storm. It will give you the latest weather alerts as well as traffic conditions across your area. And you guys have a great Saturday.